I'm Amit from CXOTV, and I very warmly welcome all of you to this very interesting fireside chat. Today, we have got Mr. Arun Tikoo, who is the Chief Business Officer of Cashfree Payments. So, very welcome, Mr. Arun.
Thank you, Amit, for having me here on your show. And hi to all your audience.
Sure. Yeah. So, Mr. Arun, first of all, let's start with the payments landscape. If we look at the current fintech landscape, especially payments landscape, in a B2B context. So, how has the payments landscape evolved over the last few years, and what are the key trends that that you think are shaping the industry today?
Okay, so thank you for having me on the show, and a very interesting question. I'm sure I've been into the payment industry for almost 20 years now. I've seen how the industry has evolved from a banking parlance to a fintech. Recently, we did something around 10 billion transactions in a month of August on UPI. So we are heading towards 1 billion transaction on a daily basis, which is going to happen very, very shortly. And this, if you see the UPI journey, it has been of a couple of years only. So India is on the track of multiplying, growing on month on the digital and on the digital platforms. And coming on to I think what we have done on the API banking, what we have done on what we call the new age products, what are being launched in the country. I see a tremendous growth coming into our into the country. UPI going abroad, UPI being used by other countries. So that will be one of the game changers which are going to happen in the country. API stacks going across multiple industries being used, whether it is your salary payouts, whether it is your vendor payouts, whether it is your collections. I think the journey what we have seen is just the tip of the iceberg. It is going to be much more robust. It is going to be much more bigger in size in the days to come.
Very good. So, can you also tell us about Cashfree Payments business in India and global, and how it adds value to the overall BFSI landscape, and how does it differentiate from the competition?
Oh, absolutely. So, I think if you look at our journey we are about to celebrate our 8th anniversary in next few days. And in these 8 years, and when Cashfree was introduced in the country, when we actually came with the concept of payment platform in this growing online market. If you see, this is the company, Cashfree as a company, we wanted to have all the what we call one-stop solution for all your needs. All the building blocks should be, fundamental building blocks should be within our platform, whether it is your collections, online collections, whether it is your payments, whether it is your refunds, whether it is any of your approaches towards the ecosystem of online payments, that should have been there. So we were one of the first companies to build the holistic pipeline for the payouts. And I'm sure now the new age companies are also building on the similar sort of platform, which they also want to have all sort of pipes of payments within one company. So we are trying to solve that particular thing, that you don't need to have whether it is a new age solution of BBPS or maybe a solution of refunds into different platform. Once one of your customers gets entangled with Cashfree or onboards Cashfree as a payment, all his needs gets fulfilled here. Whether it is your maybe even opening an account. So we have an embedded finance like banking as a solution product. So the idea is that once a customer onboards Cashfree Payments as one of their players, you get everything, whether from an account opening to the solution of collections to the solution of payments, or even the verification when you are onboarding a customer. So with a new thought of whether they want to do GST verification, whether they want to do Aadhaar validation. So everything gets embedded into their system. So I'm sure that's something what we have brought onto the table at this particular moment, and we are continuously growing onto our space. So we wanted to build new solutions, whether it is cross-border, whether it is maybe blockchain. We are still figuring out that what will be the use cases and how we're going to do it. But that is the futuristic thing which we are doing. So at this particular moment, we are in the stage of growing and identifying new challenges where we can contribute in the society.
Very good. So what we are seeing that fintech organizations are actually have become, I are actually driving innovations in the payments as well as the overall BFSI landscape. So, can you also talk about the innovative solutions or innovative technologies that Cashfree is exploring to enhance the payments experience of their customers?
Yeah, Amit, thanks for asking this question. As far as our company is concerned, we are one kind of a company which is on payment platform, which I mentioned earlier also, and we focus on innovative products. Like as far as the products which we have is payouts. One of the first product which we had bought into the industry. All the payouts can be, and we have interlinked with multiple banks on the connected banking payouts. So if the company has to into multiple payouts, like the refunds they have to do, or maybe a gig payments they have to gig employees, the salaries has to be paid out, which is a lakhs and lakhs of payouts which they have to make, and they need to work with us as Cashfree, wherein with our technology, with our integration with the banks, they can process almost more than 600 transactions per second transactions. We have instant refunds, so refunds can be processed similarly on that. We have Cashgram as a product, which is like sending a link. If in case you don't have a detail of the account with the customer, you can send a link to your customer on his mobile number or on his email. On that, he can click and fill in his details of his account or all his wallets and get the money. So that is Cashgram, which was one of the first which we have introduced into the industry. We have pre-authorizations. So before you can take pre-authorizations from the customer and make sure the payments are processed. Subscription is something which we are gung-ho at this particular moment. Look at the companies like Netflix, all these OTT platforms which they require the subscriptions. We have all the three modes of subscription, whether it is eNACH, whether it is your on your cards, or your auto pay on UPI. So this is one more product which we have within our systems. We give instant settlements to the customer. So in case the collections, which normally comes on T+1 or T+2, we can give the funds on the same day based on the requirement of the customer. And interoperability across payment gateways and card tokenization is already there. So these are the few of the products which are already live and working in the industry. Moreover, we have developed holistic products like verification suite, which I have mentioned in my earlier while I was talking. So verification suites on two API stacks also. All sort of verifications like your bank account validation, whether it is your Aadhaar or your GST, and or fast or going forward, we are also going to build that face recognition. We can do that. So these are the products which we have already built, and we are trying to solve for the industry. And good thing about Cashfree is that our products and services are scalable and resilient and provide support. Support is something, the backup support which we provide to the customer. We have a huge servicing team. So we don't only provide you the product, we also provide you the best of the service to our customers to ensure they do the business smoothly, and we take care of all their needs of payments, collections, and refunds, and what we call verification.
Very good. So, so what we are seeing that APIs are actually playing a very crucial role in enabling seamless payments. Okay. So how does Cashfree, I believe Cashfree would be leveraging APIs to facilitate integrations and provide frictionless payment experience for businesses. So how crucial do you think that APIs have become for any fintech or for any organization that wants to do a seamless kind of means customer dealings or maybe customer experience? How crucial have APIs become now?
Okay, great. I think for your audience also, I wanted to further go deeper into API application programming interface as we know it. This was because when I was with the bank, and we were one of the first banks to actually put APIs into the financial usage. When you talk about API, I think while working with a bank, the first case which I had got was one of the big e-com companies, wherein they used to have issues with their refunds, and they were processing something around 30,000 refunds on a daily basis. So that was their scale, and they were always finding it difficult to refund because at that particular time they used to make the files of NEFT and then pass on to the bank, and bank used to process it, and it used to take the entire day to do the processing of that. And that is the time when this case was discussed, like, can we use APIs for the payments? And as in a bank. Rather, I was involved in that particular project, and there I saw the use of APIs and whatever the technological revolution which we have seen. It is based on the API banking platforms. The companies are working, whether it is banking as a service, where we use B2B or B2C. Companies that allow them to integrate with the embedded banking, or maybe a company processing multiple transactions in a second, in a minute, or in a second, using the API, which is basically a messaging system, wherein as a message we send. So everything you do within your system. So if a company has to process something around, like, I'll just give a random example, like Ola or Uber used to do driver payouts on the same day. They used to process something around a couple of lakh transactions in a day. And if you go through a normal structure through a bank, it is difficult to process 2-3 lakh transactions on a daily basis through a normal process of net banking or through a bank channel. Whereas fintechs play a very vital role as far as APIs are concerned. So what we do is that we integrate with the customer. APIs are integrated within the banking system, within the company's system. Once within their system, they send that message through an API that this transaction is to be processed, which is pretty, because these companies are also working on a lot of technologies and process something around 100 transactions per second. We have built a transaction capability of 600 transactions per second within our system. So as and when the transaction comes from the customer, we process it within seconds, milliseconds, and ensure the transaction is successful, and a reverse file is also updated within their system. So this is what we had seen. So Cashfree at this particular moment, Cashfree Payments at this particular moment process something around 600 transactions per second. So it is huge. So I think in the future also, without API, so API has been the boon for all the digital companies or fintechs to scale up, right? Whether it is banking as a service, which I mentioned, you can have embedded banking, what we call platform onto your app of the company's app. So if they are processed like B2B, if they want to open an account, click on the API switch, and ensuring that all the details are captured and the details are passed on to the real time to the bank, and bank can open the account on their behalf, right? So I think in the nutshell, API has been the major driver for ensuring the digital revolution. And I'm sure more the cases of APIs are being able to find out, more the usage is being dealt with. I think the digital journey will keep on continuing.
Exactly. Very good. So basically, if we talk about APIs are very much crucial. And you just said that 600 transactions per second. That's an awesome figure. So means that leads to an obvious question, that what kind of security measures and customization options are typically offered by platforms like you to make these transactions very secure and as well as convenient?
I think what you call security is the paramount. This is something which is in the ethos of Cashfree Payments. So when you are touching the public money, when you are touching the company's money, so you have to be 100% sure with your security, with your compliance. And I'm sure after Cashfree Payment is one of the payment aggregators where we have been given the in principle license, a PA license. Right, so we are in principle approved payment licensing company from RBI. As far as security and compliance, so once you become the part of RBI, you have to ensure all the compliance, all the certifications has to be there. But just to mention a couple of ISO certificates which we have already 2 ISO certifications, which is ISO 27017 and 18. So these are the major what you call certifications which are required, which are the highest order as far as the security of any platform is required. Prior to this, we had already earned ISO ICE 27001, 2013 certifications, which also gives you, which for the audience, because I'm sure they will not be able to understand all these, but these are the highest level of certification that you require to run any payment business. So we have already got all these certifications done. We also fulfill IT security techniques and code of practice for protection of PTI, which is personally identifiable information in public cloud system. ISO 27001, 2013 certification implies that we have implemented all the procedures and processes recommended by the security information security management system policy. So these are the certifications, just for your audience. These are the certifications we have already got. And since you are part of the in principle license from RBI, you have to ensure the money. When you are dealing with the money, you have to manage or ensure all the major security aspects has to be put in place. So all these certificates are there, which also gives comfort, which will give comfort to your customers that dealing with these payment aggregators at this particular mode, and especially with Cashfree Payment, your money is secure.
Very certain. So can you also talk about your recent business achievements in terms of business expansion, revenue growth, or maybe customer acquisition expansion over the last few years? So something about your business achievements recently.
Yeah, sure. I think as a company, we want to be the finest as far as payment ecosystem is concerned in the country, right? If we are working in maybe on collections or a payment piece, so there are new things which are coming, like the new products which are being developed by NPCI. We want to ensure we will be the first to partner with them. Recently, we have launched UPI on what we call OTT platform, wherein you can create the mandate online by just scanning the QR code. So this is with your NPCI. So one is internally we want to grow. We will want to continue growth in the country with our regulator and NPCI, which has been very supportive and very dynamic as far as new products are concerned. So we want to be there. And similarly, whatever the learnings which we have, we want to grow globally also. We want to go bigger into Southeast Asian countries, African markets, where I think they had the similar economy, right? They had the similar needs. So I think you will see us as far as Cashfree Payment is concerned, to see us in maybe in Middle East in next couple of years. So we want to grow in Middle East, Southeast Asia, at least 10 to 15 countries. We want to be there. We want to whatever the learnings which we have over here in the country, we want to replicate it over there. At this particular moment, we are investing. We have already invested in a couple of companies in Middle East, and we are looking for partnerships in Southeast Asia. But idea is that we want to be there in the global market also with the finest of the products what we have in India. Since UPI is already going global, I'm sure that will also help us to scale up faster in these particular markets.
My last question would be around your future outlook. Means what would be your insights for the future of payments industry, and what innovations or disruptions do you anticipate in the coming years?
Okay, I think say if my take, if I look at my journey and look at how the fintech is growing, look at the country itself. We are in a short span of 8 years of Cashfree Payments, and we have already seen one demonetization and one effect of pandemic. I think that has actually helped the country to scale up faster. And look at the ecosystem of fintechs, or look at so we have almost 8,000 fintech companies in the country, registered 8,000 fintech companies in the country, which is the third largest as far as on the global level. We have US or China before us, and I'm sure the days are really numbered when we also become the number one or number two, beating China or US in capturing that particular spot. Out of second number, if you look at out of 100 plus unicorns, out of that almost 23 to 25 are the unicorns which are from the fintech domain. So this also gives me, if you look at these particular things, this also gives me a lot of indications that market and the country is growing leaps and bounds. And now one number which I said on the UPI, say 10 billion transactions in the month of August only, in a month, 10 billion transactions, 10 billion plus transactions in a month. And with the aim of having 1 billion transactions on a daily basis, it is not going to be far enough. And I think there is huge scope in the country at this particular moment. And you have a government which is supporting what you call Digital India, right? You have got regulator which has given blessings as far as regulating this industry, putting the right infrastructure for the growth. You have what you call companies like NPCI, which is guiding this particular, building the new digital infrastructure. I think the scope in the country is immense. the online piece has been broken. Now with products like UPI 123 Pay, with the products like they're working on NPCI international, which is going global, and using UPI rails in the international payments, the cross-border is going to become a big opportunity. The markets in the country, earlier it was the digital revolution was only limited to tier 1 or at least or second to tier 2 cities. But I think the journey of what you call digital is picking up in tier 2 and tier 3 cities also. So nearly with the new setups, new fintech registration, 50% of them are happening in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. While you talk about the cities like Chandigarh, Jalandhar, Guyana, you can see the startups getting formed over there. Earlier, it was limited to your 5-6 cities of Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Noida. These were the major cities. Now you see the startups are coming in, or fintechs are coming in cities like Indore, in Ahmedabad. So I think the ecosystem itself is growing, and I see that from my personal experience that India is bound to be the ruler as far as digital technologies are concerned. There will be technologies which will be coming out from the country, which will be going and be the market leaders. So for me, I think the future is bright. And to pinpoint what are the two factors which you think. One is cross-border for me, which is a bigger challenge, and second is UPI international, which has started tasting the blood outside, and I'm sure that will be a big story in the coming 1 year. I think that will be big thing which are going to, and with the regulator support, especially on the cross-border, that is going to be a big thrust area for all of us.
Very good. Very good. So thanks a lot for being with us. I believe you have given very good, very, very deep insights into the subject. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Amit. Thanks the team for organizing this, and lovely talking to you. Thank you.
Sure.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.